Hey everybody, and welcome back. So just got notification that the Impact figures, as you may have been aware if you're a wrestling figure fan, you probably already know about this, they got canceled. Just got notification that my refund is being processed through shoptna.com. Hopefully if you bought those, it's also happening for you as well. I only wanted two guys, and that was Moose and Eddie Edwards. Again, I don't collect the female figures because I've had bad luck where they break too simply. And I just don't have the room for them, especially since I have so many other figures. I try to pretty much collect one of every person, and the ones I don't have are the ones that I decide to custom or upgrade, if you will, to elite style. I usually get rid of the counter original part, so that's what's been happening. Update: right as I was done with that review on that Sting, he started to fall apart. So right now he is. I put quickly, I made sure not to go too far into it, but I threw out. I got some very strong glue, and he started to basically crack down the middle here, and so I immediately grabbed some glue and I kind of just carefully dabbed it in there, and I kind of squeezed onto it for a few seconds. This stuff's powerful. This glue, it goes and it sticks very quickly. I fixed my Booker T that had a boot tassel was missing, was starting to fall apart. So. Again, these are custom figures. Some people say they're playable. Some people lie to you. I mean, it probably was playable. It's probably he just didn't get enough glue on there properly. And I can definitely see it was cut. It was when I was applying it. It was not. It was definitely cut, sawed through to put that back together. So I'm not upset about it. What'll happen is it will dry, and I will carefully kind of go down and put a little more dab in there, here and there, and just kind of seal it up. Again, it's a one of a kind. You're not going to find, it's not going to be made by Mattel anytime soon. But that's not why we're here today. We are here. I'm going to stand him up and dry him. Make sure he dries. I don't want him sticking to other figures. I literally just had a piece of this glue get onto the bed cloth where I'm sitting to do the review, and the figure I'm about to review was laying in that spot for a second, and actually ended up getting some material of the bed stuck to one of the knee pads. So I'm just trying to scrape that off there before it dries. But this person, not well known. This one definitely a deep cut, if you will. At one time, him and Buff Bagwell, former WCW Tag Team Champions, I forget what the name they were called. I drew a blank on this one. They weren't a tag team I watched in the 90s. I didn't really, I watched wrestling a little bit, but I really didn't start picking up wrestling until 96. These guys were more 95, because by the time I remember watching WCW, Buff Bagwell was on his own by then. And this guy, didn't really see him around. I guess he did have an eye patch. Who am I talking about? Scotty Riggs. Now, this one does not have an eye patch. This is after his Raven Flock run. Apparently this is more of his I'm just a jobber here to collect a paycheck look. I'll do great on Thunder, on Thursday nights. I'll give you a 2-3 minute match. You can have new guys squash me. Just pay me some money. I don't care. This is his look. And it reminds me of Mad Cat Moss a little bit. Or Mad Cap Moss, yeah. Reminds me of him a little bit as far as the whole get up. This is like basically, Mike Knox made this work, I guess, this look. This look is very common for guys who are like, we have nothing for you, so just put on some wrestling trunks. Don't try to stand out. Don't try to look flashy. You're basically a glorified jobber at this point. Go out there and look, he's got, the person who did build him, though, great on the tattoo work, great on the tattoo over here. I've seen ones that have a little bit more detail with the eye patch and whatever. This one I just found it. Wasn't super expensive. It's great to add to the custom roster of all the figures I've got coming for that. And heck, why not? It's somebody who's never had a figure, so why not add them to the collection? Because I usually try to find or have people built who didn't get figures, like my Sean O'Hare or some other ones that are coming up that I can't wait to surprise people with. But yeah, I'm always my build-a-mot. To my knowledge, from the guy who builds it on his portfolio, the build-a-mot that he made for me is the only one that's on there because I'm the one who requested build-a-mot to figure. because I remember him as Hugh Morris. I remember him as the WCW US champion. But I also remember him in 2003 at the Royal Rumble. I used to watch the Royal Rumble 2003 tape because I was so happy to hear Shawn Michaels return to the Rumble, and then to see him just get chucked out. Only to come back later and throw out my second favorite wrestler, Chris Jericho. So I was like, oh great, my number 1 and number 2 are going to fight in the Rumble to start, thinking they're going to go the distance to this huge Broadway. And it was just an angle to set up for a WrestleMania match, which I was at WrestleMania 19. I did see that match. Great match. I was sitting on front, I wasn't front row, but I was on the floor seats. I was about near two rows back before that Limp Bizkit concert. Just to, the camera was right here, the large camera that kept going, swinging back around over the head, so I never got caught on camera. But it was cool because afterwards, Jericho headed out, didn't shake anybody's hand. Shawn came back. He didn't go up the ramp. He went down around and came through. And I was right there to try to get a high five from him, but he was too busy holding his nuts because he got kicked in the nuts. So, I didn't get a high five from Shawn Michaels. He just kind of was like, thanks guys, selling his nut shot, which Jericho probably did maybe hit him in the nuts. I don't know. If not, he sold that really well. So, so I digress from that, but it was, I remember, him coming out with that cool music, and then he basically didn't do nothing, got canned out of the ring real fast a few minutes later. So, but I'm always somebody who loves variety of figures. I feel like when somebody's, gets to be a WWE superstar, even for a short amount of time, or any wrestler on TV, obviously they have a toy line. They should probably make the person. Will I ever get the pit bulls? Or, will I get guys from, the ECW? Of course. I'm having, a couple guys built from ECW right now. But definitely, like I said, I don't remember this guy really at all, other than when he was, and I forget the name of the damn tag team he was a part of. I forget the song. American Males. That was it. American Males. This is obviously after his time in the American Males. He started to kind of just let himself get, again, jobber status. He didn't really care about his physique as much anymore. He wasn't going anywhere. Nobody was about to book him to be a world champion or even anything in WCW at that point. He just knew what he was there to do, was collect a paycheck, feed his family, and enjoy, earn as much money as he could, as quick as he could, because his time was going to be coming up. And WWE, I don't think, was knocking on his door. He wasn't even a part of anything. But there's a few guys I can't wait to add to the shelves. And again, these aren't cheap. I mean, this one was cheap, but the ones I'm having custom, they usually run me about 100 plus more. But I want to, I'm a sucker for those, and I can't take this stuff with me when I die. I might as well enjoy it while I'm here, right? So here is Scotty Riggs. Again, he looked like he fills out the collection. He looks good with some other Ultimates or other Elite figures that I got custom coming through. It really kind of fills out the roster. It doesn't take away from me having to get other people from other brands, so to speak. But I'll be building up from that roster as well in the future. But it's unique. Just like my Hideo Itami is very limited, this is extremely limited because it's not mass produced. I see people do make some, and some do look really better than mine, I think. But I didn't really care for the flock. I didn't know about the flock. I didn't care that Billy Kidman was portrayed as a crack addict or meth head or whatever it was. But I'm happy with it. Price was good for it. This is fully playable. As I move it, I'm not seeing it start to do the sting method over there. Just checking on that sting, make sure it didn't fall down. So I got a couple more to do this week, which will be coming out. Like I said, it's a week of custom figure reviews. So check back tomorrow, see what I'm talking about next time. Till next time.